Hi, today's topic is what's the difference between an architecture, a design and an implementation. So when you're putting together a system and deciding what it should look like, typically you're going to start off, rather than with the details, with an overview of all the different pieces, components, entities, and how they interact with each other. And that's an architecture. Often it's a lot of block diagrams with arrows between them. And you may say, well, okay, here's the user, and we want to talk to a database at the back end. Then may need to be some sort of authentication to check that they're not doing the wrong thing, or the wrong people are trying to do things they shouldn't do, unauthorized entities. And we may want some security. We need a web server with some security and some encryption maybe, but we're not going to go into all the details. So the architecture is kind of a block diagram of all the things you want to achieve, how they fit together, and of course how they interact with different systems and different parts of the system. The design takes that and works out how you're actually going to do it. So maybe choosing what whether you're going to put something in the cloud, or whether you're going to use containers, or what operating system you're going to use, what database, what language maybe you're going to be implementing things in when you get to that stage. And also looking at things like, well, we talked about authentication. Maybe we need two-factor authentication with an iris scan and a password. We're going to look at things like making sure that we have reliability or scalability, thinking about encrypting the database maybe for extra security based on your threat model. So all of those things typically go into the design phase, and then you have the implementation. And the implementation is making it all happen, writing the code, putting the configuration together, choosing the hardware, making sure it all runs together, debugging the actual issues you come up with, and making sure that it fits the design, and hopefully the design fits the architecture. And of course, as one of those pieces changes, maybe you need to make a big change in the back end because of the implementation. And say, well, we'll change the design and we'll reflect that, and maybe that is reflected in the architecture as well. So they all kind of fit together. But that's the basic idea. You have an architecture, which is the blocks and the pieces and how things should fit together internally and externally, and maybe you'll have different architectures for different abstractions. But you then move into the design. The design talks about how you're actually going to do it, and the implementation is the actual doing of it. Well, I hope that's useful. If you've got questions about this or any other topic to do with cybersecurity, please subscribe to the channel and ask questions, anything you'd like me to try and help with in comments. Thanks very much.